welcome to Sweetwater Creek State Park here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a beautiful park so far, really nice. Kind of been a quick paced hike so far this morning, trying to slow myself down. I'm not real great at that, but I'm trying to get better. But I am in a little bit of a hurry because there is a creek, Sweetwater Creek, the creek this park is named after, not too far in, and there's a good chunk of this hike. So it's kind of what I have my mindset on as a creek. We're going to be contending with airplanes all day today. This park apparently is in the flight path to Atlanta Airport, which is a very busy airport. So we're going to try not to let that bother us and just have a calm, relaxing day here in the woods. It's been raining for the last couple of days. It's muggy, but everything is soaked and drenched, and so the colors are really popping. And I think because of that, I may have found my first shot right here behind me. I have all these, what I think are daffodils, sprouting up all over the place. Got this beautiful rain-soaked dark bark tree kind of growing up in the middle of it. So that's going to be my first shot, my first test shot, my warm-up shot for the day. I think down low, kind of shooting in, emphasizing all of this lush green of what I think are daffodils against that stark dark bark of the tree in the background. So I'm going to get set up on that, and I'll show you what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. Hopefully this shot comes out. All right, I've got set up on my shot here. Shooting down low to kind of emphasize these daffodils in the foreground, this beautiful like green that's sprouting from the brown forest floor, woodland floor here. And I got these great, just dark rain-soaked trees in the background, these great straight lines going on behind it. So that's the shot, that's the setup, that's the idea. Shooting this at an ISO 125 for no other reason other than I bumped the ISO dial on my camera from 100 to 125. It doesn't affect anything. F16, 3.2 second exposure. Very early in the morning. Sun has only just risen, and it's still pretty dark in here. Lots of canopy still. Big old heavy gray sheet cloud today, so very little sunlight. So exposures probably be a little bit on the long side. And airplanes. But I'll show you here what we're looking at through the camera. Here's my shot. You can see it. Like, ooh, and I actually even like this in a 16:9, so that's good to know. But beautiful little, I think these are daffodils sprouting up right here, and I got all these great trees. I love this little twisty character back here in the background. That's the shot. Really simple. I'm taking two shots, one focused on the greenery in the front, in the foreground, on the trees in the background. Probably put those two together. F16 isn't quite enough to carry it all the way through the back. So that's the setup, that's the shot. Really pretty kind of spring transitional shot here in Sweetwater Creek Park, and a great start to the day. Pack it up, keep heading towards the creek. All right, friends, we've happened across another shot. These little spider webs are dotting these woods all over the place. It's beautiful. And as I mentioned, we've had a bunch of heavy rain, so there's a lot of mist, a little fog, lots of dewdrops on these little webs everywhere, and it's gorgeous. These spiders, I don't know what they are. They're the ones I've seen they're tiny. But these webs are these cool little like 2-level condos they've built for themselves. And they're, like I said, literally just dotting the woods here all over the place. I've got one right here in front of me on this beautiful, twisty, gnarly, very delicate little branch just hanging here in front of me. Really simple shot. Shooting this one at an ISO 100, at 160, sorry. ISO 160, 5.6, 1/30th of a second. 1/30th of a second, there was a slight breeze earlier, so I kind of want a little quick shutter speed. 5.6 because I want the background to fall out of focus. I want to focus on that web. And the 160, probably because I accidentally bumped my ISO dial again. So again, doesn't really make any difference to the final outcome of this file. It's going to be fine. Here it is. Here's my great, beautiful web sitting right there. Got this great branch coming in here from the side, just kind of supporting it all up. And then as you can see, all the trees and everything else in the background just falling out of focus into softness. All about the nice dew patterns of this spider web. Beautiful little shot, love it. Simple little trailside stop on our way into Sweetwater Creek. My friends, this is not Sweetwater Creek. I came on a bit of a detour on rumors that there is a waterfall down here, and there is. It's back that way a little bit and not very accessible and blocked by a huge fallen tree. So pretty to look at. I didn't see a way it was going to make a good photograph, at least not for the effort it was going to require to take to get into it. But hiking down along this little side stream before we get to the big river, the big creek, found this great little rock down here. This is amazing. It's got these beautiful just speckled patterns on it, a little bit of moss. It's got this great kind of sweeping pattern in it. It drew me in right away, and I had to put my camera at it. So that's what I'm doing right now. Set up on this fella. Nice little simple shot. Polarizer on the lens to kind of just pop these colors, make it all really stand out. Shooting this at an ISO 100 f9 3/10 of a second. Show you here what we are looking at through the camera once I get my focus here. Here it is, more or less. Got this great section right here that's just making this great arc that I really, really love. Beautiful little line right here, sort of kind of mimicked over here on this side of it as well. Really just kind of like it. I like the patterns and the textures and the colors of this rock. And that's it. That's all I really need. I just kind of find this interesting. That's all the more reason I need to make a photograph. So that's exactly what I'm doing. This is Sweetwater Creek. This is what passes for a creek in Georgia, I guess. I would call this a river, but I don't know what the technical classifications are, so what do I know? But it's proven to be challenging. I'm walked down it maybe 100 yards, and I'm already finding myself a little discouraged, but not too bad. It's very thick along the edge of the river, so you can't really get to it. I found one little spot right here, so I'm gonna do the same exercise I did in the last video where I park myself right here. This is literally the only spot I have to go. I've got a collection of rocks out here and some water moving around, and it's water over rocks, which is something I really, really love, and the reason I was charging into this river to begin with. I missed the water and I want to photograph some water today, so I'm gonna park myself here for a little bit until I find at least one shot. I think there's something here if I just kind of explore around a little bit. So I'm gonna get the camera out, put a lens on it, look through it, see what I find. And once I find something, I'll share it with you. Found a shot. It wasn't easy. There's very little room to move. I've probably got 4 feet by 6 feet to move around on this rock before I fall in the river. But I've got this great collection of beautiful rocks out here in front of me. Little cascade, little swirls, a little bit of rapids going on. So immediately went to a black and white to get a contrast between that white water, the dark water, and the dark rocks. And that was where it led me. Messed around with different focal lengths. I ended up on my wide angle lens, which makes me excited because this is a lens I rarely use and I am happy every time I do. So that's a bonus. But black and white shot for the contrast here in the water. Have a polarizer on there to darken down the surface of the water, remove that glare. and a 3-stop neutral density to drag my shutter and really kind of do a nice 3-second exposure, blur out this running water as it goes by. Shooting this in a 16:9 aspect ratio, getting that like kind of narrow, wide look. Really, really simple. Shooting at an ISO 200, f/16, 2 seconds. Little 2-second timer, let everything settle down, and that's our shot. Shooting this black and white in camera just so I can better tell what it is I want to do. I'm looking at it here, and I think I'm probably going to want to darken down my water in post-processing, lift the shadows up a little bit on my rocks, leave the white water right where it is, probably. But Sweetwater Creek, found one shot. It's fantastic. Turns out we're very close to the trailhead from here, but we've got another 1.5 miles, maybe 2 to go. So let's pack this up, keep going, see what else we find. Turns out, as I mentioned, to be tricky to actually get to the creek because of all of the shrubs and the bramble right along the edge, and it's right up to the edge. I suspect that this creek is flowing a little more quickly than normal just because of the rains we've had over the last couple of days. But it's beautiful and a fantastic way to spend a day. I've got no complaints. Friends, a little different section of the creek now. This spot is kind of a little bit calmer. There's a nice little cascade. It sounds calmer. There's a big fall up the ways. I don't think we're going to be able to access that. But in front of me, I've got a small little fall. It's kind of nice, gentle cascade over the edges of these rocks. And I think this is a perfect spot to pull out a telephoto lens, get in tight, look for some abstract patterns in this water. It's beautiful out here. So I'm going to explore this little spot now, see if I can find something here. Pretty sure I can. It's gorgeous. Alrighty, I got set up on what I think I really, really like. I got this beautiful little kind of gentle cascade next to a nice little rivulet, nice little stream of water coming over the edge beside it. So I've got kind of a nice contrast interest. I got a nice gentle curve and then just a nice straight dip over the edge. Shooting this one again in black and white to just kind of pop that contrast, really make it all stand out. Shooting at about 4/10 of a second, just shy of half a second. I have a polarizer on there, increase the contrast between the white sections of the water, the foam, and the dark water around it. And a 3-stop neutral density to just kind of slow down my shutter speed to give me that 4/10 of a second. Shooting at an ISO 100, f/16, 4/10 of a second, as I said. Show you here what we're looking at through the camera. This is it, really, really great. I love all of this stuff out here. This has got this nice little flow here. You can see through my blurry finger right there. And then I love this just nice, gentle wave right behind it. That's the shot. I've played around with shutter speeds on this. Somewhere gone from like half second, 1 second, 2 seconds, up to 4 seconds. 4 seconds is also intriguing, but I think, at least now and in the moment, I like that 4/10 of a second, half a second shutter speed on this. So really, really liking it. Really fun little spot to just kind of stop and explore this and take it in and enjoy it. Perched precariously on 2 rocks because 1, I don't want to step on my little snail friend over here. He's just down here living his best life. He's not bothering anybody, so I don't want to bother him. 2, this rock I've got my right foot on reminds me very much of an image I took a long time ago, and is in fact I think the featured image in my very first blog. I think I called that image Divergence. Same type of rock, just this great gold and black banding in it, and I've got this beautiful water just kind of sweeping just gently over the top and beside it. That's the image. I'm just kind of catching the bottom half of this image, bottom 2/3 almost, is the rock. Top 1/3 is the water streaming by. My light's constantly changing, which is kind of making me second guess exposures or just take a bunch of them. I'm currently shooting at an ISO 100 f9 1/4 of a second. That 1/4 of a second is giving me, I think, a nice movement in the water. Just enough. You know, you can tell that it's water, but it's not just the bubbles. It's removing just enough texture, I think. Really kind of like it. I'll show you here what we're looking at. Here it is. It's got this beautiful gold and black banded rock down here, and the water just cascading past the top. That little slow shutter speed, just kind of dragging that water, giving it a little bit of motion, a little bit of interest and intrigue, maybe. But yeah, this rock reminded me so much of that early image of mine that there was no way I couldn't stop and try to create something with it. And I feel like I've done an okay job. All right, my friends, I think we're gonna call it a day today. We've just passed the new Manchester manufacturing ruins, which puts us less than a 1/4 mile back to the visitor center and the parking lot and the car. So I think this is where our day will end. I have to be honest, I wasn't really sure what today was gonna be. I didn't know what I was hoping to accomplish. I really just wanted to get out and get near some water. That was my goal, and I managed to do that. It was great. I did try to slow myself down while marching in towards that water to stop and take a few pictures, and I did that. I think I got a couple of nice images along the way. I think I got some very nice stuff along the river. I think overall, today was very much a success, and I want to thank you so much for coming along with me. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and tell your friends, because the more the merrier. And if you like what you saw here today, you'd like to see some more of my work, please head on over to toddhphoto.com. Over there you can see some more of the images I've been taking throughout the years. And while you're there, I'd love it if you signed up for my mailing list. There I just mail out advance access to my blog, and as a member of that mailing list, you get access to download the featured image free for 1 week before it's offered up for sale on my website for $1. If you'd like to get something a little more permanent, something you can hang on your wall, I do have a small selection of fine art giclée prints there for sale. Just a small selection of some of my personal favorites. And if any of that doesn't intrigue you, but you'd still like to support, there's a little contribute button down at the bottom of my website. So as the sun pokes out here and makes for a nuclear day from the Sweetwater Park here in Atlanta, Georgia, so long. And we'll see you next time.